So we mentioned earlier when talking about Ironheart, um, poll and a spoiler discussion. I'm not going to go too much into detail on the spoiler thing. I'm just going to go into the fact that Ironheart premiered on Disney Plus, and within its first 3 episodes, the reviews have been mixed, positive, but we want to know what the readers think of the series. Marvel latest Disney Plus series Ironheart debuted with its first 3 episodes earlier this week. Initial reactions were definitely leaning positive. Full reviews have been more mixed, and the show has seemed to settle with a so-so 69% based on 55, which I think is fair. I think 69 to 70% is a fair rating for this show. There was never really much hype behind it. Riri Really Simple wasn't a Marvel Comics character the majority of fans had been clamoring to see get her own series. A muted response to her debut in Wakanda Forever didn't help, nor did the trailers that were released. While it's fair to say the anticipation for Ironheart wasn't exactly through the roof, the premiere does seem to have made a few converts. At the very least, a lot of viewers are curious to see what will happen next after the closing moments of episode 3. That I agree with. And the tease of a major debut is sure to generate interest in the back half of the season. So I'm not going to go to the spoiler stuff there because I don't know how many people have seen this, but yeah, my thoughts on it, Winston, were this, because when we saw it, because Sam and I literally watched Black Panther, and then her and I watched episodes 1 through 3 of Ironheart. And I feel the same way.
Damn.
What's that? What?
That long day, is it?
Well, no, no, we didn't do it in the same day, but
okay.
no, we did
Wakanda Forever is like what, 240? So then like 3 45-minute episodes. I was like, damn, that's a lot.
No, we didn't do it on the same day. We did it. It was within a couple of days, but it was enough to where Riri was still fresh in Sam's mind. And as I my stance on Black Panther, so the situation Ryan Coogler was in for that movie, I think was an accomplishment all in itself. I think that there's some things that really work. Overall, I thought it was a fine movie. Sam loved it. It's like one of her favorite movies in the entire MCU. She loved it. She loved it. But she also agreed that Riri was kind of forced in there, right? And I think that I still feel after watching again, she was definitely forced to promote this show that was announced in 2022. So going into the show, I was like, let's see what we got. And I think she's much better in this. And she was bad in Wakanda Forever. I think she's given more justice in this show. You learn more about her in this show and her relationship that she's got with her suit, the AI, or her Jarvis, if you will. Best part of the whole show, right? Alden Ehrenreich, really good. It takes a while to get going. By the time you get to the third episode is the best episode, and there's a reason why they release all 3 at the same time. I think I disagree with critics who think that Anthony Ramos isn't good. I actually think he is good. I think him and the guy who plays his cousin are really good. I think everyone on that crew, as far as characters, should be fired. It's the worst crew that you could ever hire. They are the worst, and they are not intimidating. The fighters don't seem like they're tough at all. The jokester would be bombing at a 6 o'clock comedy store spot, and
what do you call him, the jokester?
The clownfish, what the hell's her name? Clown
bomber
clown. None of her jokes, they all thudded on the floor like it just landed, like you could hear pin drops. I love True Classic. That's how I'm going to start this. I have fallen in love with them. I have so many new things, whether it comes to t-shirts, whether it is sweatpants, things I go to the gym for. I love it. I absolutely love them. At True Classic, the mission goes beyond fit and fabric. It's about helping guys show up with confidence and purpose. The gear fits right, it feels amazing, and it's priced so guys everywhere can step into confidence without stepping out of their budget. What really sets them apart, it's not just about the fit or the fabric, it's the intention behind everything that they do. True Classic was built to make an impact, whether it's helping men show up better in their daily lives, giving back to undeserved communities, or making people laugh with ads that don't take themselves too serious. They lead with purpose. So I have been loving True Classic. I got them. I've got a bunch of things that, again, like I said, shirts, pants, and I told my wife the other day, I said, I don't know if I want to go anywhere else right now. True Classic. I mean, I'm telling you, I went out to go out with some friends. I was wearing this True Classic t-shirt. They fit really nice. They just they're comfortable. It's good material. I love it. And you don't have to worry about it. Just get rid of the overpriced designer brands. Ditch the disposable fast fashion. True Classic is built for comfort. It's built to last, and it's built to give back. You can grab them anywhere, Target, Costco. You can head to trueclassic.com/Kristian. That's where you really should go, and get hooked up today. You will love it. I have been swearing by it. I'm telling you, this is me telling you straight up. I love this brand. I love True Classic. Horrible. And there's some stuff that just doesn't work. There's some stuff that's dull. There's some stuff that works. But like I said, went by the end of the third episode. I went, it's not too bad. It's fine. Like I agreed with that part of the article. I want to see where it goes. That being said, I'm not surprised that the show's not going to do very well as far as ratings go, and you're not going to see a part 2 of it.
I don't think there will be a part 2, but I also don't necessarily agree that it won't do well, but I don't think it's going to be for the reasons that we think. I think what's happening right now, because we also just the era that we're in, I think fresh off of Sinners, knowing that Ryan Coogler is a part of it, I think all of the controversy back and forth with Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese, I think there's like a lot of stuff going on. The word of mouth is building, and I'm actually starting to see a lot of Black women specifically who I know don't mess with nerdy stuff at all of a sudden being like, oh, what's this Ironheart show? Oh, and they're starting to. I don't think it's going to happen until it'll be a little bit like probably just based off of how things are moving and the word of mouth. I think it's going to take a couple of weeks. But I think when it's all said and done, it's not going to be some mega blockbuster or whatever. But I do think the numbers will actually be pretty decent when it's all said and done, because the show overall is pretty good. And I am seeing that movement slowly start to happen a little bit.
Yeah, I like the optimism, but I'm not going to agree with the statement. I just think that I just think because the reason why it comes twofold. One, this was made in the time of Bob Chapek, quantity over quality, meaning also let's throw as much money into it as we can. So we don't know the actual budget on it in general, right? Plus the fact that there are, I think in the second half, which I haven't seen yet, which are bigger implications to the entire MCU that you may or may not get lost. I do think that the human story in this, though, could rope people in. They could get people interested in it, because there are some things that are like this is where the crew annoys me, right? Because like you get the stuff with Riri's past and what has happened to her, and like the emotional stuff that she's going through, especially developing this AI, and then it's just taken out. All of that stuff I'm feeling is gone once we start getting to the jokester crew, and like Eric Andre I thought was great, and I wish he would have stuck around. But instead they replaced him with the jokester girl, which is
they replaced her with Riri.
But I'm just saying the humor is he should be the funny one, but he's not. And so there's mixed stuff. Like I said, the show is better than I thought it would be, and I was more interested than I thought I would be. I just think this is going to be one of those shows that does, because it's got to capture the in order for an MCU show to be a success, it's got to capture the entire MCU audience, and I just don't think it will.
I mean, if they are continuing to tip their hat because of the hood, and there was a line in particular, it's not really that much of a spoiler. If you know who the hood is, like at one point, magical powers from a different dimension. Right? So at one point, his cousin is asking about it, and he's like, "Yeah, he wrestled a demon for that hood." There is implications we have been teasing over and over. Is Mephisto coming? Is Mephisto coming? There is an implication that potentially Mephisto is involved in this one way or the other, and that might be enough to draw people in to be like, okay, so what does he actually have to do with stuff? I also think that this is a blending, because you have the magic and the tech thing going. I think this is also, they found a way to potentially soft launch Doom, because that is Doom's thing. Doom's thing is that he marries magic with tech. He is a sorcerer on the utmost level himself. He is, a tech genius just below, you would say, like Reed and Tony, but like really in that same conversation with them as is. So I think by having the two of these kind of in here, I think we're going to get something, even if it's just a post-credit Doom, just being like, you just see a glove, just be like, interesting. Something like that. I think that's kind of what this is doing.
It'll be interesting to see how it ultimately plays, and maybe they needed to get the viewers in, because the other point we didn't make, the problem, I think this movie was released at the wrong time. Or this show was released at the wrong time. It's competing against The Bear, the new season that just came out, and then Squid Game just dropped.
Yep.
So no one is going to be talking about this show anymore once those two shows really start to get into the popular zeitgeist.
They're doing what Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man did, in that they were like, I don't know how comfortable we feel one way or the other, so just this is kind of in the middle of stuff. Drop it in this particular sec. But last thing I'll say, again, just as far as outsiders looking in at this one, my mom does not F with a single superhero movie thing. My mom has started asking me about Ironheart. So the same way you like talk about your dad being like, if he asks you something about, that's all I meant. Really, like I've had contemporaries, people my age that have asked, but for my mom to go, who is this Riri girl? And I was like, you mean Ironheart? She goes, yeah, that's that new that new superhero show. Is it good? And I was like, you should watch it. And
but that's the magic question. Did she watch it?
I talked to her last night. I will ask her when I see her today, and I'll report back next show.
Noticing it and watching it are two different things, though, right?
But she would have never noticed it. I think that's also part of what I'm saying.
Sure, I understand. My question is going to be, though, I don't know, and I'm curious to hear what your mom thinks if she does watch it. Like, if your mom's 6, because they dropped the 3 episodes, is it one of those things where she watches the first one, says, okay, and I'll get back to the second one eventually, and then does she get to it? Or does she just get so locked in? I just don't think the first episode locks you in enough to make you want to watch it.
But I agree with you that they needed to do all 3 because it is a slow burn through these first 3 episodes.
Yes.
And the third one is the best. Let's make it very clear they were smart about what they were doing. But yeah, I think that it will be interesting to see. So yes, I will check in with her. I'll see if she actually follows through on it.
I want to see. Okay, thoughts on Ironheart, guys? Liking it, not liking it, watching it, not watching it? Put your thoughts in there.